取ってきたらおっぱい触らせてよ。いったあのバカ
Yeah, I'm going to love this show. Imagine for a second, you wake up in the post-apocalyptic world where there are no laws, no electricity, no clean water. Porn is almost extinct. Doctors are rare as pulling a triple S character from a gacha game. And on top of that, there are man-eating monsters. These monsters come in different shape and form. One might be a fish with tentacle arms, and other is an invisible monster who has a type of skin which rebounds almost any attack. But even in this crazy world, there is a place called Heaven, and that's the place Maru and Hiruko are trying to find. This duo is really fun, even though they're living in this post-apocalyptic shithole where they have to explore through deserted towns and villages on the daily in hopes of finding food and supplies which will keep them out of starvation and alive. And even though the situation is this dire, they always try to find happiness in little things. Like if they find an expired food can, that is the jackpot for them. And if by some miracle they find double A batteries, oh boy, they are at the top of the food chain. Because if they do not keep things jolly, the shit gets depressing real fast. These kids often run into a lot of dead people or people who are suffering the fate worse than death, and seeing this on the daily definitely gets you. But they have to stay strong, because if they don't, how the fuck are they going to keep on living? Hiruko and Maru have gone through their fair share of fucked up shit, which I'm definitely not going to spoil, but just let me tell you, it's fucked. So when these characters find joy in the little things, even though they're in this position, that puts a huge smile on our faces. And not only that, exploring this post-apocalyptic world with them is really exciting, even though the next thing they might run into might be their doom. There is no guarantee here that they will make it out okay by the next episode. The feeling of dread slowly creeps behind your back by each and every episode. One episode, these guys are fighting bandits who are trying to steal their equipments and food supplies. But in the next, they get caught up in the territorial war between two factions just because they possess the strength to kill these man-eaters. The things our duo does might seem the right thing, the just thing when they're doing it. But sometimes after they have accomplished that set task, the aftermath of it is terrible at best and disastrous at worst. Hiruko and Maru are not heroes or villains or even vigilantes. Both of them are just kids trying to do their best to survive and help anyone who needs it as they try to find the place called Heaven. Now usually in these type of shows, the author keeps the destination in dark or cock teases it as we follow a squad's journey, and at the end of the season we finally get to see what exactly the destination is. But not Heavenly Delusion. Believe it or not, we follow a second storyline progressing at the same time, which is taking place in, you guessed it, the Heaven, the place which our duo is in the search of. On surface, this is the best place to live. The place looks like a paradise where you would find clean water 24/7, delicious food on the daily, and a technological advanced society where you have a freaking robot. Here in the outside world, Hiruko is trying to warm up the AA batteries just so she could activate her laser gun, and they have robots here? What the fuck? But as we learn more about this place, we get really uncomfortable. The kids born in this civilization are unaware that there is an outside world. These kids have a robot as their teacher, and very few selective adults constantly monitor them through cameras. Moreover, the kids have these weird superhuman abilities, like this girl can stick to the wall and climb up really fast, or this girl who just knows things before they even happen. And the most questionable thing is, where do all these kids come from and what are they doing here? Hell, as you continue watching the anime, you just get more and more questions, and just when you think you are about to get an answer, the anime introduces a new mystery where you completely scratch your previous theories and are like, what the fuck is even going on? This anime genre bounces from adventure to dark fantasy to sci-fi to mystery to drama romance to something else entirely, and manages to juggle all of them perfectly. A single episode gives you so much exposure about this world, but when the episode ends, you think like, wait, I thought we had 10 more minutes. What the fuck? We just started the episode. The show is fucking amazing. The way author has perfectly intertwined this world and its character is very rarely done right. The suspense kills us as we wait for the mystery to unfold, which started to unravel 3 episodes ago. But at the same time, you do not want to move on from the current episode, which is about to introduce a whole new plot thread. This anime at the start of the episode offers you chocolate and a cake, but by the end of the episode, just when you're about to have that huge, creamy, chocolatey bite, the show snatches both of the things away from you, and just like the dumbass you are, you follow that cake and chocolate to the next episode. But there is one thing which has stopped me from following that cake and chocolate to the manga, and that is the animation. The animation is so good. The fights where there are 5 different things going on at once, yet still each one of them feels grounded. The man-eaters feel terrifying every time they show up. The abandoned towns and villages feel eerily uncomfortable. The moments where Maru and Hiruko are by themselves feel fun when they are having fun, and when they are not, we are quickly reminded how depressing this world really is. The feeling of post-apocalyptic world where everything has gone to shit feels actually real. Like, it feels so real that I had to just go out and touch some grass. Not to mention the attention of detail the anime has put in, like during the blood loss, freezing to death, getting shot, or even the simplest things like rowing a raft which could sink at any moment, or even just the simple animation where our characters are walking. Everything just feels so aesthetic, or it just suits the mood of the environment. Production IG have really outdone themselves. This feels like they are back at their peak once again. The team really cares about this show. The passion of animators, music producers, voice actors, and even the ones who are in charge of the sound design is oozing from the show. And still, for some reason, no one is watching the show, and that is insane. And I'm not saying in this clickbaity way, but really, no one, absolutely no one is watching it. I was lucky that I found the show, and the only reason I found it is because I was watching every single anime of this season for a video. I guess what I'm trying to say is, Heavenly Delusion is really fucking underrated, and you will definitely enjoy the show on the same level as Oshinoko and Vinland Saga. And after hearing that, if you still do not feel like giving this a chance, you are delusional. See what I did there? Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more of me, and that's about it. See ya!